What's up, everybody? I am relaxing. I am your musical guest. I got a violin here, otherwise known as a Catholic vibrator. And I want to play a little song about an experience I had in Joshua Tree. Now, I went to Joshua Tree recently, which was a mistake because they're in their off season. The place was completely flooded with bees, and so this one goes out to the bee that stung me in the butthole. This is a word to the wise. The bees are attracted to moisture, so wear underwear, ladies, gentlemen. Okay. Bumblebee stung me in the butthole. Made me feel like a nasty old hoe. Don't go camping at Joshua Tree unless you want to get butt raped by bees. Okay, so that's it for that one. These are real short because I'm not a real musician. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do one more.
Woo!
People have, hey, you want to open up with your musical comedy? I'm like, it might be a mistake. This next one is dedicated to my kitty cat. My cat, her name is Moo Moo because she's a cat cow. Okay, y'all do that yoga move. Y'all do the little cat cow. Okay? All right, so I got a cat cow, and my cat has herpes, and she got it from another cat, and I told my vet I don't have another cat. She said, well, that's the only way she could have got it is from another cat. I'm like, you trying to tell me I'm a cat right now? It's really not that complicated. But when I got my cat, my nipples lactated because she's my biological cat, baby. Yeah, I think that's pretty hardcore. I think we're almost ready to start now. But I got one more here. This is a chill one. Most of the time we just chill. I'm looking at her. She's looking at me. There's nothing to do except to be. We ain't gonna fuss. We ain't gotta make a scene. We're just two little cats in quarantine. Moo Moo! Quit playing with your cat turds. That's nasty. That's kitten shit. Okay, I'm Kristen Lundberg. That's it for me. Thank you.
Woo! Woo! Hello, everyone. Welcome to Contagious, the stay-at-home comedy show. I am not Brooke Barcel, and that is very unfortunate for all of you, but I will maybe do okay today. My name is Eric Claiborne. Shout out to the backline for doing this. Shout out to Natalie for being the baddest bitch. And also shout out to Kristen. She's from LA. She has an album out called Quarantunes, You Are Alone. So you should pay her money for it. Her Instagram is Kristen Lundberg Comedy. Her Twitter is Mammy Spanks. And you want to be a Mammy Spanker, so you may as well start that follow immediately. So today I am in Brooke's saddle, back in her saddle. I wish she was partnered right along with me here in the saddle, but she's traveling. So, I'm the replacement. I'm from just as weird a place as Omaha, no offense. I'm from Augusta, Georgia. The South. Yeah, it's crazy. Woo, who claps for that? But my name is also really Ira Claiborne. I asked my mom why, and she said, oh, I named you after a gay Jewish man. 1 out of 3, right? If you can't guess, I'm gay. Hey. I actually don't identify just as gay, though. That's too basic. I identify as something else. I like to call it gay asterisk. You know, the star, because I'm a star. Mine would say, really loves women, prefers them, but would deviate for dick when you live in Augusta, Georgia, and you dated all 3 of the lesbians at the same time. Okay, moving on. I've known I was gay for a really long time. I couldn't decide if I wanted to be or do the Pink Power Ranger, feel me? I really had a thing for Miss Honey and like Lois Lane. I don't know why they're all like superhero affiliated. I guess that's probably why I found all of my people that I've dated like really not exceptional. But this one that I got right now is pretty great. She's a vet, so she's kind of like the Miss Frizzle of animals, you know? It's pretty sexy. It's pretty good. I've had teacher crushes my whole life. I was homeschooled. I know what you're thinking. Is that me talking about? My mom outsourced the schooling part, just like she outsourced her emotional availability for me. Cool. So yeah, I've always wanted. I didn't know if I wanted to be or do a teacher, so I did both. I'm a teacher. Thank you for the raucous applause. That's how they always greet us. You know, it's kind of fucked up because like teachers are just this complicated job. You know, like dog walkers just walk dogs, right? Like pilots fly planes. I mean, that's like really important and dangerous, but like they do, you know, lawyers law or whatever the fuck they do. But teachers are like, you know, they have to do instruction, they're guidance counselors, they're emotional support dogs, they're crisis negotiators, they're personal chefs. We don't get paid shit, y'all, just in case you didn't know. So my proposal is that we have a monthly subscription service that's just automatic for wine, weed, and Xanax. I think we can all agree that we need to support the teachers more. I don't know. That's just me. You know, I hate teaching, and someone needs to get me famous, so I don't have to do it anymore. But I did host a Zoom show a few weeks ago for the children's, trying to keep them happy in quarantine, keep them inside, you know. The show had to be clean, so obviously none of my material worked. So, you know, I had to like invite all of my clean friends, and it was still pretty dirty, but I had to ask all the children, like, it's the only time in your life when you can say, hey kids, turn on your cameras and microphones so that we can see you, and you don't get like arrested or put on some list or like so that was cool. Yeah. I don't think I told you guys this, but do we have any parents in the house? Yeah, they're never excited. God bless them. Thank you for your service. I don't love it. You know, I mean, I guess we all have them, but my mom was kind of a bitch when I told her that I was gay. I said, you know, Mom, what would you do if I were gay? And her response was, do you want to eat pussy for the rest of your life?
Yes.
The answer is yes, because like that's the definition of being lesbian. I just went back in the closet and kept marinating for a while and like grew straight, you know, and that's how I evolved into this. It's pretty cool. Yeah, yikes. So I think we should probably just get this show on the road. What do you guys think? Are we wet enough? Are we ready for this? Yeah. We've got some pretty excellent comedians up in the screen tonight. Again, I just want to say thank you to everybody who's here, who's watching, and to Kristen, to Natalie, and the backline, and Brooke. Love you guys. And this first person that's coming up is actually coming from a very far away time and place, somewhere that we may not have yet been. She's a former country bumpkin, now living in Frankfurt, Germany. She loves big cities because potatoes don't go in concrete. So would y'all please start giving it up right now? Start giving it up. Welcome to your screen, Amanda Urban.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so happy to see you all, but actually, I'm so happy that we Germans don't get to travel this year. We lack basic communication skills, so it's always awkward to meet another German on vacation. Our small talk boils down to, they make shitty bread in this country. Yes, and don't even get me started on their recycling. Yeah. Germany has 16 states, and I'm from the state of Baden-Württemberg. To understand our role in Germany, imagine 16 people going to a restaurant, and in the end, they decide to split the bill equally. Baden-Württemberg is secretly pissed because it only had a small salad. And surprise, Berlin lost its wallet again. It promised to pay everything back once its DJing career has taken off. Yeah, so I was raised on a farm, and it's a family-run business. Or in other words, I just know a lot about child labor. Other kids collected Pokemon while I collected potatoes. But I'm happy to say I grew up bilingual because besides German, I'm also fluent in cow. So my grandma is a retired teacher. And let me tell you, shout out to the teachers. Let me tell you, she retired from being a teacher, but she never retired from having a final say in anything. So sometimes I picture the devil coming to my grandma's house, and she'd just be like, "It's been a while since you stopped by. You've gained weight, haven't you?" The devil would be really pissed because she's right. Was getting too many souls in between meals? He'd be like, "Stop it, Grandma. I'll take you to hell." Poor honey. Right after you finish that second piece of cake you never asked for. If my grandma goes to hell, she will turn the place around. And the devil would act all grumpy, but in secret, he really enjoys the mandatory afternoon naps. But he will ban her from his office because every time he was having an important meeting with some major demons, my grandma would just walk past him, slightly tap his shoulder, and go, "Watch your posture. Don't slouch, Satan. Don't slouch." Yeah, since I'm a farmer's kid, I was always interested in how plants make babies. And did you know that weeds get fertilized by the wind? And this is just so unfair. Imagine you're this young, bright weed and you want to go to university, and suddenly there comes this wind, just like, and then this asshole never calls you back. In the end, you just look at yourself and think, well, guess I'll just stay on the farm then. Yeah, when I was young, I used to rage drive my grandma's car. Have you ever rage driven a Fiat Panda? It's like speeding with that car is like competing in Formula One with a dishwasher. And at that time, I always felt self-conscious about my size because I'm a size 12 and I know that's not huge, but still 2 sizes too big to be granted basic human rights at an Abercrombie and Fitch store. It's all about conditioning. When I was a teenager in the early 2000s, our idols were Paris Hilton, Nicole Richie, the Olsen twins. I mean, to feel full, you need to eat at least 3 of them. When you're young, you take shit from people because you don't know better. When I was 16, I felt horrible because the guy I dated told me we couldn't do doggy style because my ass was too big. As a grown-up who's been places, dick-related places, I know that my ass was never the problem. Yeah. What time is it? Do I have time left?
Yes.
The thing is, when you grow older, your mind as a woman just gets way dirtier. I have this fantasy where a really good-looking guy shows up at my apartment unannounced and without saying anything just starts doing my dishes. I got asked, like, how does this fantasy work? Does he have to be like have a fetish for dishwashing or anything? And you know, I don't care. As long as my wine glasses turn out shiny, who am I to judge, right? Yeah, as you get older, you just realize happiness isn't about fitting into tight pants. Happiness is no wired bra for 48 hours. And the thing is, I hate dieting because there are some body parts who shrink faster than others. If my diet was like a house party, my boobs would be the 2 popular girls I invited. And at 10:30, they're just like, this just isn't for us. We are leaving. And I'm like, please don't go. There will be guys later. And they're just like, bye. But I have 2 loyal friends, so the party will still go on. Chin and Belly. They will rock the place until dawn. Like before the party, Chin, the quirky one, is always like, oh, I hope Belly's going to be there. Like, we're always so cute in pictures together. I disagree, but you know, sometimes you can choose friends, friends chose you. And in the end, it's just me, Chin, and Belly wasted on the kitchen floor eating ice cream. Talking about food, recently I saw cheese that had a sticker that said packaged with love. I have so many questions. First, who put that sticker there and how was his job advertised? Like, hey, you enjoy touching dairy products? We have just a job for you. Second, only packaged with love? I mean, when the packaging is the first time where my cheese gets to experience love, what type of cheese will I get from this? Like one with daddy issues? I want happy cheese. I want like the cow to feel excited when it's milked because it just knows it's part of something bigger. Talking about dairy products, I am so amazed by how much people hate vegans. Because nowadays, when I tell people I'm vegetarian, everyone's just relieved. It's like when you always were the uglier kid in school and got bullied, and suddenly an even uglier kid joins your class. It's just like, sorry, buddy, can't help you. Busy drinking milk with my new friends. Yeah. Like, allegedly, people hate on vegans because they always like to announce that they're vegan at the most inappropriate time, like 2 minutes away from the steakhouse. But let me tell you, a vegan waiting for the right time to tell you they're vegan is like that woman waiting for the right time to tell that new guy at the office she already has a boyfriend. Like, in any case, you won't get invited to pizza party ever again. But in both cases, you just gotta rip off the band-aid real quick. So, next time you meet someone, before you say anything else, just go like, hey, nice to meet you. I don't want your meat. I'm Amanda, and that's my time. Thank you so much.
Give it up for one more time for Amanda Urban. It's late. She really did us a solid by staying up right now. Are you for real? Wow. There's a lot of funnies in Germany. I got to check myself because I thought they were like real, strict and shit over there. But no, we've got giggles from everywhere. We actually have a very diverse places that they're coming from. That was not good English. I'm a teacher, guys. Cool. I have a few notes that I wanted to say, man. So, I too am bilingual. I speak Spanish. So that makes me like really kind of like ethnically, sexually ambiguous. So I found this new way to describe my sexuality other than gay asterisk. Anybody who's interested in this product is perfect for me. This is Old Spice Wilderness with lavender. I feel like that accurately captures whoever would be willing to wear this. I used to target the male audience with it, but I think we're branching out to females now too, and gender non-conformant people. If you could buy this, I'm looking for a sponsorship. Or maybe from Tiva. I don't know. I think I shout them out a lot too. Do you guys know what Tivas are? Yeah, that's right. I knew you would. Lauren Hart, comedian. Let me just tell everybody who can't see the chat. Lauren Harsh, they said they fuck with Old Spice. So you already motherfucking know. You already know. A few more comments. So, teachers, I have a student who asked me some stuff one time. Middle of class, like trying to teach, he was like, Miss, are you an alcoholic? No, bro, I'm not. I don't drink enough of that. Do you smoke? Bro, that's awful for your lungs. I have asthma, dude. What are you talking about? Do you do drugs? I'm so high right now, dude. I can't. Wild. So yeah, just a little insight into that teacher life. The next person that is coming to your screen, you're going to be pretty happy about. This person does an awesome Zoom mic every first Friday. It's called Cabin Fever. And I've been to it, and it's like really fun, like one of my favorites. So if you haven't, you should definitely put that on your calendar because we should all be staying in, stay home show, So just put that in. Y'all start giving it up right now for Lauren Harsh.
Hello, Internet. It is good to be here again. Yeah, Amanda, like the thing my German friend complains about America is the washing machines. Like, when Yeah, like there was another German in a conversation with me. He's like, the washing machines here are so weird. And I'd like, I had never thought of washing machines in different countries being different. So yeah, I love conversations like that. Yeah, I want to get something out of the way right up top. I know that I look like a younger version of Hannah Gadsby. Like people know it, but they're a little more hesitant to bring it up than I think they would be if I looked like a more conventionally attractive celebrity. Like when Nanette first dropped, I was like, oh wow, people are going to tell me all the time, like, oh, you look like this comedian, but it never really happened. But if I bring it up, they're like, oh yeah, I totally see it. And it's just weird, but like, because could you imagine someone waiting for someone else to bring up that they look like Margot Robbie? But yeah, our looks are not where the comparison ends. I too identify as tired. I'm just tired, y'all. Yeah, I have never been in a relationship before. My God, I wore my cool homemade jacket on one date. And then suddenly she's going around telling everybody that I'm unsafe to be around and a psychopath. How did she know that my jacket was made out of human skin? And even then, Ted Bundy has adoring fans in the true crime community to this day, and Zac Efron played him in a movie, but a non-binary serial killer can't find love. My God, it's 2020. Where's the progress? But on a real note, it hasn't been a fun existence as a perennial single, because one of this society's favorite hobbies that isn't actual oppression is making single people feel like shit.
Amen.
But it has its unexpected perks. Like my fellow single in quarantine people were talking a lot about like, oh, talk me out of texting my ex. I didn't have that problem because you can't text your ex when you don't have exes in the first place. Life hack! So I have a beef with l'Académie Française. Yeah, all of the English language coverage of them, like since English doesn't have an equivalent of what they are and explaining what they do is complicated, it describes them as the guardians of the French language. Bitch, they're the grammar police. Or gatekeepers also feels accurate. Like, yeah, their thing is like it's a panel of 40 people, mostly elderly white men, who decide on all of the rules for French on purpose. Yeah, in the 10 years that speaking French has been part of my life, I have thought, wow, the Academy must have been being a dick on purpose when they decided on this rule more times than I can count. And as a non-binary person, I've accepted that they're more likely to disband in my lifetime than make room for my gender in their language. Because if you don't know, everything in French is extremely gendered. Inanimate objects are he or she. Groups of people are she's and he's. And the official rule is if there are 1,000 women and 1 man, you use the masculine they. So and until embarrassingly recently, the Academy thought that it's fine that words like doctor, engineer, and professor are strictly masculine. Women who have those jobs can just call themselves a lady doctor. So like, yeah, in English, the main like linguistic thing I have to worry about is getting people to consistently call me they, and that's hard enough. So yeah, these people are not about to make it easier for me to navigate in French. Yeah, they got in on the pandemic news coverage a while back by making a statement about COVID-19's grammatical gender. It is feminine, and if you are using le to refer to it, you need to stop immediately. And look, I just want to know how that conversation went down. Did someone get up and then bang the sword he was issued when he was inaugurated onto the table and say, Mesdames et Messieurs, the discussion of spelling reform must wait. It is imperative that we decide if the virus is a he or a she. And then, since these are mostly elderly white men, did the arguments for each side of it include sexist boomer humor logic? Like, yes, anything that is this efficient at killing must be a man. Mais mon ami, the virus has closed all of the pubs, cancelled all of the sports, and forced the husbands to stay at home with the wives. Obviously, it is a woman. I will know when I have made it in comedy when a member of the Academy sees this bit and then they decide to make a statement condemning it. Bring it on. Let's make this beef mutual. The last time I worked at an office job, I think my boss was a space alien who went undercover as a human but half-assed his research. And the upper management at the company must have been in on it, because I don't see how anyone could have interacted with that man and thought, yeah, let's make him the manager. He can be in charge of people. One day, he asked me, Lauren, France is 2 hours ahead of us, right? Which is bad enough on its own, but this was an international travel company. So I said to him, no, it's 7 hours ahead of us. And he goes, how do you know that? Well, as you know, I studied abroad there and had to occasionally call my parents. And also, I've seen a time zone map before. Like, look, maybe they don't have time zones on his planet, but at some point in his research, he should have figured out that humans have something called Google that would save him from moments like this. Another time, I heard him talking on the phone, and he said, I introduced my staff to Domino's Pizza, and they love it now. On Earth, Domino's is everywhere, and it doesn't exist to be loved. It exists to be mildly enjoyed, and when you want food delivered to your house as soon as possible. It's very good at that role, but we do not love it. And then the next day I told him, hey, there's this great burger place that I think I'm going to introduce you to. I think you're going to love it. It's called McDonald's. But my favorite was on International Women's Day in the office. He brought flowers for all of the women. And then as he was giving them to us, he said, this isn't a personal gesture. Don't tell HR. That just made it so much weirder than it already was. And then it didn't end there. Then he took a group photo of us with our flowers and bragged about how he was going to send it to the managers at the other offices. If we have any Star Trek fans on the stream, that is some Ferengi shit. That's like someone who asked, computer, how did 21st century humans treat their females? Then read all the workplace Me Too story. Entirely wrong conclusion. So yeah, after working for him, when I'm applying for jobs, I don't do the whole, oh, but what if I'm not qualified for this as much anymore? Because if that man can climb a corporate ladder, I don't need 7 years of experience for an entry-level job. Yeah, my mom is supportive for the most part of the way I live my life, but there's this small part of her that is like a student who slacked off all semester and is calculating what score they need to get on the final to pass the class. Except passing the class is me having a husband and a heteronormative future. That part of her comes out in weird ways. One time, just out of nowhere, she said to me, "You know, Lauren, straight marriage has its perks. Your dad fixes things around the house. Your Aunt Christine and Aunt Amy have to hire people to fix things at their house. How is that your argument for heterosexuality? Men are handy sometimes, Lauren. Like, I know you've met lesbians before, so you know that handy isn't exclusive to men. And also, you've seen the kind of men I'm attracted to. Like, my type of men is more likely to make me a frittata or write me a poem than fix my sink." Yeah, and then I've been doing this bit for a few weeks, and then now everything in my apartment is breaking. So it's like, yeah, I guess. So I'm just sitting here like, does the universe want me to get a husband or just be less useless? Putting people you want to date on pedestals is dangerous. Ask me how I know.
How do you know?
When I first moved to Chicago, I met this British guy around my age, and he seems to have figured out that as a skinny British guy who wears glasses, the only thing he had to do to convince Americans that he's some kind of sexy, mysterious intellectual is wear a bunch of jackets with elbow patches on them. And I bought it because I was weak. Like, I just continued to like desperately want to date this man, even as he said shit like, "You know, people say that Chicago has such great public transit, but have they been to other countries?" And they did not. Or then after he said he was into me and ignored my texts for 2 weeks, when I called him out on it, his response was, "I had a tooth surgically removed." Bitch, did they take your thumbs too? Look, I know dental work is traumatic for your people, but come on. So in short, I figured out that he was not a man at all, but the person-sized red flag from a community theater production of Les Mis who made a wish to be a real boy.
Goodness gracious.
And then the screwed up thing was that, like, even after all that, I kept thinking, like, oh, like, this didn't, like, he didn't want to date me because I'm not good enough for him. And not that, holy shit, he shouldn't be dating anyone. You know? Yeah, I have a friend from college whose name is Laura Marsh. I always thought that if we got married, I'd do the last name thing in the way that would be the most inconvenient for everyone. Oh, no. Laura Marsh Harsh is my wife. I'm Lauren Harsh Marsh. Try to get it right. If that's not an option, I'd invent it. I'm on the spectrum. And there are a lot of stereotypes about us autistic people that have no basis in reality. Like that we can't make friends, that we're all 8-year-old boys or asshole math professors, but that it's better to get polio than to end up like us. But there's one that I've found to be true. We like trains! And honestly, can you blame us? I mean, have you seen trains? They're my favorite way to get around. You get on, you don't have to do anything, and they take you where you need to go. When I was in France, I rode the TGV. That's their high-speed train. It's the coolest thing. You see everything zoom by, and it doesn't even feel like you're going that fast. I have a list of trains from other countries that I want to ride. What was I talking about again? Oh, that's my time. I've been Lauren Harsh, and I hope I didn't harsh your vibe.
Give it up one more time for Lauren Harsh. Wow. Absolutely wow. poets, darling. I forgot to say that they are from Chicago. My bad. That did come up. But you can follow on Twitter and Venmo at Harsh Lauren. You can also follow on IG at Harsh Lauren 95. And you can also do the FB thing on Lauren Harsh Comedy, as well as that Cabin Fever. Don't forget that we did talk about that First Friday vibes. Is that going to keep going on, Lauren? You're going to keep that moving and rolling?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you haven't done that, you really do need to get on that ASAP. Quarantingle is the phrase that I like to use for what's happened. I got broken up with at the beginning of quarantine, which means I was quarantingle, not ready to mingle because the virus, right? Now I'm like quarantaken, sort of. I don't know. Like, it's really, I know, it's crazy. It's just you put foreign in front of anything and it becomes really important. Gays fixing things. I feel like there's lots of jokes there that I want to go with, and I don't even know how to begin. But, I think I want to advocate for the gays that are good with their hands. Give it up to the queers who got the 10 years. Cheers. Yeah, that's right. I'm really into that. I will tell you guys that I believe that the best the best aphrodisiac for, people that like ladies, is hiking. Because when you hike, like the blood rushes to your fingulates, and these are like your dingulates, and then when they're big, that's like the big thing they're gonna get. Yummy. Okay. All right. So that was weird. All right, calm it down. Our last performer, I got a little too excited there. I'm sorry. I have tons to say about them, but I'm gonna say it afterwards. So what I'm gonna say for right now is that this is a man who needs no introduction because he can do it his damn motherfucking self. And guess what? Be in 2020, and we gonna make some men do some labor. So go ahead and give it up. Start clapping right now. Welcome to the motherfucking screen, James Longshore.
And I'm doing that labor for 60% less. Yes. Than you guys. So thank you, Ira. Hello, Omaha. I would like to open with my impression of Joey Tribbiani. Does everybody remember Joey Tribbiani?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Joey from Friends. This is Joey from Friends in quarantine. Ready? How you zoom in. Made it in that first bit. Excellent. Hello, everybody. I am James Longshore. A little context. I am from New York City. I also lived in Philly, Jersey, California. So I am as American as race riots, baseball, and apple pie. But I am coming to you tonight from Romania with love.
Oh.
Yes. But I am excited. I am excited to be here on the Contagious show in Omaha and at a decent hour for once because, I usually do the backline open mic and 7 hours in Romania. So I have to get up at like 4:20 to perform. Now it's only 12 here, so I did not have to set my alarm. That is a special alarm that wakes me up just for shows in Omaha. So actually, it's an alarm that wakes me up with, oh yeah, James. And that way I start the day feeling like a champ. And that was a little blue, I know, but it's happy hour, right? And TGIF, so we'll come early. I also have another alarm I use for emergencies, and that does monkey sounds like, hee, hee, woo, woo, ha, ha, hee, hee. And on those days, I wake up feeling like a chimp. I am also excited to be here because I am a big fan of the song Omaha by Counting Crows. Omaha, somewhere in middle America. Anybody in Omaha know the song Omaha? It's okay. If you don't know it, it's just a little above your age grade. You know, that's all. But you're going to get that promotion. You are. All you have to do is stay alive. That's all. It's that easy. Before I get started, another round of applause for all the talent on the show tonight. They're great. They warmed you up for me. They fluffed you. They're great fluffers. Everybody know what a fluffer is out there? They are the ladies that get male porn stars ready to go to set and work hard, you know? And of course, I want everybody out there to work hard tonight too. I want to hear lots of applause. I want to hear lots of laughter for this last set. Let's hear some laughter now. Excellent. Now I know when you're faking it. Well, we can get started. We can get started. So you might, you're probably going like, who's this guy, right? And you might not recognize me because I am the kid who didn't get the part in Home Alone. My audition was gangbusters, man. Here, I'll show you. Ah! Choo! Huh? Huh? All right, wait, I'm sorry. We're getting off on the wrong foot here. I should be honest with you because honesty is the funniest policy. I did not audition for Home Alone, but I was a child actor and I did have an agent and I did lose parts to the likes of Jake Gyllenhaal and Christian Bale. So like, if you're gonna be a loser, lose to the best.
True.
That's my advice from being a child actor. But it's actually haunted me all my life because when I was 12, Home Alone is out. I looked like Macaulay Culkin. Everybody's like, do the thing. And I'm like, but I'm an entertainer, so I did it. Macaulay Culkin's career then goes, woo! So I'm like, okay, good. Don't have to be jealous of him anymore. And then along comes Titanic. And everybody's like, you look like Leonardo DiCaprio, right? Which I know is hard to believe. I know that's hard to believe. So I brought a visual aid. I had it lying around my house. So here you go. That's what I looked like. Circa Titanic. Yes. And now here in Romania, it's always like, oh, Brad Pitt. And I'm like, I don't want their looks. I want their career, you know? But I mean, it's okay. It's okay. I'm used to rejection and I'm an actor. So I get good reviews, I get bad reviews, or worse, no reviews. And, but probably my favorite review was right in the middle. This film festival judge said I was a watchable leading man. So I'm going to put it on my tombstone. James Longshore, watchable leading man. So I grew up in New York City with 3 sisters, and they were a coven of bitches. Witches. I meant witches. No, I meant bitches. Sorry. Post-traumatic sister disorder. No, we have things in common, you know, like long blonde hair, no tits. I know all the lyrics to Spice Girls. Yep, zig zig. I do. And I love her. Like, I was worried that Brooke wasn't here, you know, because like she's got this great laugh. But Ira, man, you are bringing it on. I love it. So no, like I was the only boy in the family, and my sisters, they had to compete for attention. So they formed these distinct personalities that helped me tell them apart: the Republican, the actress, the lesbian. I was the glue of the family. I helped my sisters bond over hating me. No. I kid because I love my sisters. All that Spice Girls choreography, like it was really fun. It was really fun.
Hey.
Like I was dorky Spice. Dorky Spice. So, but anyway, like most aspiring actors, eventually I moved to Hollywood and I got a promotion to struggling actor. And then I fulfilled my dreams of working with Julia Roberts and Kanye West. Yep. But let's be clear, when I say working with, I mean serving food and drinks. Now Kanye, you know, he tipped me $80 and a blunt. So that was nice. That was nice. He's still not getting my vote. I'm going to vote for the not Trump one. And when I say not Trump, like I don't mean Kanye, like because Kanye is a little bit like a black Trump. Like you have black Trump and you have white Trump. They both are successful in their respective careers, but like dangerously delusional. You know. But no. I'm being forced to vote for Biden, of course, unless somebody comes up from the rear. Actually, Biden is coming up from the rear, his own rear. He's still pulling his head out of his ass, you know, and, you know, he's not there yet, but I'm rooting for him. He's made some mistakes. He's like, Amazon must pay taxes. Any business, no matter how big, must pay taxes, says the senator from Delaware, where nobody pays taxes. Delaware's slogan is the first state. And do you know why it's the first state? Anybody? No? It's because people got there and were like, I can do better than this. And Nebraska was born. Woo! No, but like he also avoided a weed legalization question by saying that like he has a lot of friends who smoke weed, which means that he's like basically the guy who gets caught with a bag of weed in his pocket and is like, I'm holding it for a friend. No, I mean, it's a crisis of consciousness for me because like, you know, I grew up with 3 sisters and a feminist mom. And so like, normally we know he's a groper. Normally you vote for the other guy, but in this case, the other guy kind of like grabs girls by the woo. So I guess I'm voting for the groper, but like the guy I want to vote for is out of, you know, who looks like he hasn't had a back rub in like decades, Sanders. Like he is out of the race and he's a socialist. So it would have meant back rubs for everybody. And that's like a platform I can get behind, right? Anyway, so back to acting, or rather waiting tables. It's hard to get a job waiting tables in Hollywood too. Like they do drug tests, even though you're just putting plates in front of people. Credit checks, because if you can't pay your bills on time, you definitely are not qualified to put plates in front of people. So I moved to Romania, to Bucharest, when my beautiful Romanian wife, Bianca, mail ordered me. I want to take a minute to tell you a little bit about Bianca. She's great. She doesn't love me unconditionally, but at least she lets me know what the conditions are. We went to the store the other day, they took her temperature and they were like, oh, great, you know, your temperature is perfect. And I'm like, well, that's weird because she's hot. So Bianca is everything. I admire her because she is everything I wanted to be growing up, tall, dark, and handsome. And she's actually making most of the money in the family right now, which means I can pursue my dream and work on my stand-up. So I don't have white privilege, I have wife privilege.
Yo.
And the other day I was like, we need to find time for sex. And she's like, well, there's got to be 2 minutes somewhere. So I made myself a little life here in Rollywood, starring in low-budget sequels to forgotten franchises like Dragonheart. Does anybody know Dragonheart? Anybody remember the movie Dragonheart featuring the voice talents of Sean Connery? I still haven't found the one person they're still making sequels for, but I am in the 5th sequel. It's on Netflix now. It's called Dragonheart Vengeance. And I got overdubbed in English, in my native language. Even though I could have done the bloody accent myself. What am I, a wanker? That was good, right? Spot on, no? No, I have access to better roles in bigger films. I just played Rapey Guy in a new upcoming Casey Affleck film. Didn't even have to meet the director. I got cast right from my picture. You know how hard it is to even get an audition for Rapey Guy in Hollywood? And I told that joke at a mic the other night, and the host was like, "Oh, so there were 2 rapey guys on the set." I'm like, yes, that was the problem. I mean, not that, you know, there were 2 rapists on the set. Neither of us are rapists. But like, I met him and I talked to him, and the whole time in my head, it's, don't make a joke. Don't make a joke. Don't make a joke. It was like the biggest challenge of my life because he's a good guy. He's a good guy. He called me his #1 man because my name on the call sheet was man number 1. My character was not actually Rapey Guy, which is good because I'm a method actor. All right, that may be the first and last time I tell that. So anyway, I'm coming to my time. The one added bonus of living in Romania is that I get to achieve my dream of being a vampire. I want to suck your blood and finally mean it for once. But not because they're immortal. I already believe I'm immortal, and I'm going to believe that until the day I die. All right, I got a ton of COVID jokes, but I'll tell them.
Do them.
We're entering. I'm immortal unless the COVID gets me. We have COVID here, and we are, entering a new chapter in the novel coronavirus. And it's like another chapter. What is this? War and Peace? No, but seriously, I know Natalie's great and she has to go. So I'm going to save them for next time. I'm sure we'll all be here still waiting for the one man who can save the entire universe from COVID, Wuhan Solo.
Oh.
All right, ending with a Star Wars joke. Thank you, Ira. Thank you, Natalie. Thank you, everybody. I hope everybody enjoyed it.
Give it up one more time for James Longshore. That's right. You can find him on Facebook at James Longshore Entertainment. He also has a comic book that he's been promoting called James Bong, Agent of Joint. And he's donating the proceeds to that for the rest of this month to the Brooklyn Community Bail Fund. So you can check that out. That's pretty dope. And as for the rest of us, the Instagram for Backline is Backline Comedy. The Venmo, because you know we all pour right now, is The Backline. Also, Brooke Makes Fun. Remember that because she's traveling right now, which means bitch ain't got no money. Folks are gonna get mad that I said that. I had a really quick costume change because we did have some political talk there at the end. And I just want to tell you guys, I'm not super down with most of the clowning that's happening, but I am your favorite gay street. Whenever I run for office, I'm coming to you asking for your money and your votes. Please send your support to the Backline. That's a pretty bad Bernie. It's probably just as bad as my Trump 11. Yeah, I'll stop. Yeah, nobody wants to hear that right now. Thank you guys for such an awesome show. Thank you, Natalie. Thank you, Backline. We love you, Brooke. Thank you. Give it up again for all of our performers: Kristen, Amanda, Lauren, James. Woo!